Black girls gave me the most problems. I didn't. It wasn't a lot from white girls.
When they would go to the store, they would come back to his car, and a lady would rape her, crack her lover, something like that.
I get more about black than I did any other race.
I don't just choose one to sex.
They kind of like made me feel, they made me feel attention. Blunt about it.
Into my Sunday school class to know to go in the church.
Like a dark-skinned girl probably look at a light-skinned girl like, oh, she thinks she's cute today because she wore this.
How did that whole perception of you as a mixed person change when you came to America? How did they treat you? I'm Terrence. I would know the with multiracial ancestry are caught in the middle of race from the soul about the multiracial experience. Here are their answers. So I hope you learned something by viewing the other race. I certainly did.
I would say I just identify myself as being African American, but at the beginning, when I was younger, I used to erase everything and put mixed, and I used to get in trouble by my teachers. And they would always say, why are you putting mixed on there? You're either, black, or you're black, basically. And so I would have to say, back then I would say mixed, but now that I kind of have to just say African American, because that's what society breaks it down.
Black, to be honest. That's the side that I grew up. So.
Was you raised in a black neighborhood? Black culture?
Yes, I was born in California, but I grew up in New York. So I was raised on my father's side of the family, and my father is Jamaican and Spanish.
Black schools?
Yes. 2 in Queens, and then when I'm in Georgia, go to white school, and then to and ended up predominantly black.
I identify myself with black and white because my parents, my mom is mixed, half and half, she's black and white. My grandparents, that's why.
I identify myself as black because my father is black.
Were you raised with your father?
No, I was raised with my mom.
And your mom is white?
Yes.
So why would you identify yourself with black just because your dad's black if you was raised with your mom?
Because my mom told me that I should always identify myself as what my father is.
I grew up around not my Mexican side of my family because my mom moved to Columbus and she met her ex-husband and he was predominantly, his family was black. So with him being in the household and my Mexican side of the family being in El Paso, Texas, I didn't grow up around it. I grew up around a black household.
Basically, I'm multiracial, so I don't just choose one race. I just say I'm mixed, or I would mark 3 things on whatever the choices were, or I just say other.
There's no black people in our community.
Right. I mean, I think that and we're 3 years apart, so the only time we were in school together was elementary school. When he was in middle school, right when he was going out, I was coming in. And I almost think that worked better for me because he kind of was able to pave the way a little bit. But I mean, to count on one hand how many black kids were at our school that we went to, you might say 4, and 3 of those are mixed. So nobody was just full-blooded black that we grew up with. So I mean, you really didn't have a choice but to gravitate toward I mean, for me, it was the white girls. I wanted to be like more like the white girls. I wasn't ever built like them. I wasn't skinny like them. I didn't have, the advertisements they were wearing. I couldn't dress like them. We didn't have the means for that.
Black, of course, because personally, I don't know any Asian people because I never had the opportunity to meet that other grandparent who was Asian, and my mother never had the opportunity to meet her father as well. So she knows he's Asian, of course, but she doesn't know anything else about him.
I identify myself as being black the most. Why? For the simple fact, like, I don't know. I guess being around my white family so much, I feel like I don't have as much of a touch with my black side of the family. And later on in my adult years, I have been more in touch with them than I have with my white side of the family.
I'm mixed. I'm not gonna answer black no way. I'm multiracial.
Multiracial. Yeah. Do you hang with one race more than the other?
I mean, growing up on the south side, you ain't got no choice but to hang out with one. So I'm consider myself black. If you put me in a category.
Do you think sometimes how people carry themselves, who they hang with, kind of helps define who they are? Like how they say birds of a feather flock together. Like if let's say if a cop walked up, how
around my white family so much, I feel like I don't have as much of a touch with my black side of the family. And later on in my adult years, I have been more in touch with them than I have with my white side of the family.
I'm mixed. I'm not gonna answer black no way. I'm multiracial.
Multiracial. Yeah. Do you hang one race more than the other?
I mean, growing up on the south side, you ain't got no choice but to hang out with one. So I'm consider myself black. If you put me in a category.
Do you think sometimes how people carry themselves, who they hang with, kind of helps define who they are? Like how they say birds of a feather flock together. Like if let's say if a cop walked up to you, how you think he would look at you? Who you hang?
Oh, he gonna look at me like he look at every other individual, especially if you black. He gonna look at them. They're not gonna segregate you from different, or you look just like black or white.
It was rough on him from Montgomery. So when I went to go meet them, I was petrified because I was like, here it is. You're bringing a woman, a non-black woman, to your family in Montgomery to want to get married and with a child. Very difficult. Very difficult.
But at the same time, when you are open arms, when you step inside the front fold, it's more like we pick and choose who we want to be friends with. So being that I got a white mother from the outside looking in, she look white. So being the subject from the black folks is, oh, you got a good mama. But being growing up in the hood on the projects, that's exactly what it is. So growing up black was easy at times.
What about your white side?
Don't know.
My little sister, she asked why we're complete opposites. Because she literally does not understand that. She's 14. And she Googled on the computer why, and literally. She used to, still do.
They're like a lighter color. I'm the darkest. So what ended up happening was every time I was going to argue, she would say, "That's why you're not, mom's child." What? She would say, "Yeah, you're too dark," because she looks, more on the west side crying. Did you ever adopt me, so I actually made her everything that.
A lot of slack from my father's family, and that used to kill me. It made me not want to be around me. I mean, it's the little things. Like, they would tell my mom that she couldn't cook, you know, that they didn't want to come to the event to our house. They didn't, when we would come down to visit, you know, always put us in a position where me and my younger brothers and my mom would be in like one room, and they'll be off, you know, partying and talking with my father. The women, it's like, you know how the women and the men were always split up. Mom will always end up staying at home with us.
People asking my mom if we were like people. People don't think mixed people can do this, or as far as doing hair, or as far as playing a sport, or kids or other white kids. Like me and my brother will both have to experience that growing up.
Well, to be honest, I was adopted. So I grew up on my dad's side of the family. I didn't grow up on my mom's side of the family.
So that's your black side.
Yes, that's my black side. That's the side I grew up on. So everyone would always ask, you know, with my adopted mom, they'd be like, "Is this your daughter?" And she would be like, "Yes, this is my daughter." And, you know, sometimes it would get to a point where she would have to say, "Yes, I birthed her. No questions asked." You know what I'm saying? Because people come at us all the time asking, "Is this your daughter? Is this your real daughter?" When I was in New York and my grandma took me to school to get enrolled after I came from California, a lady actually ran up and asked her if I was her real granddaughter.
So I started talking to my grandparents, and the things they told me about, you know, their interracial join. They got married in Canada because it wasn't accepted here. It was, you know, illegal. And my grandma was basically emancipated from her family because she fell in love with a black man. And her dad is actually like a founder of John Deere. So that, you know, she endured that just because she was in love. I have deep respect for her. So they went to Canada, they got married. I'm sure whoever married them isn't alive anymore, but they've been together for a long time. They've been through a lot together, and they overcame what seemed to be the wrong thing. So they've been together for 50 years now. They still love strong, they're still happy. Of course they argue, that's what old people do, but they love each other and they overcame it.
I don't look the half Mexican I am. I couldn't tell you why. I guess it's my dad's genes.
Yeah, strong genes. Yeah.
But
does your mixed side, does your mom's side of her family, her mom and her dad, or her sisters and brothers, do they accept you?
Yeah, they all accept me. Take me with open arms. Me and my brother. I have some core Mexicans in my family. They look straight like Mexicans.
Well, I mainly grew up around my mom, so most of my mom's family is all white, like my aunt and then all my cousins are mixed too.
So it was no problem with the in-laws or Granny accepted you as you were?
Yes, my grandma did. I'm not sure about my great grandma.
Black girls.
And what was the main thing they used to say?
Stop trying to act black. Stop trying to be something I'm not. That I should act more like what I look like. It's just, it was pretty disturbing.
Black girls in particular, they would get upset, like, "Oh, who's this light long hair girl?" And I'm like, "I'm cool, I promise." And then once they know me, it's a little bit more, you know, they're comfortable. Yes.
More problems in the black neighborhoods because they just assume stuff about white people, like, you know, it's like, I guess more. I'm not saying more white people are used to seeing mixed kids, but black people are just like, they automatically assume, "Oh, your mom must can't cook," or it's random stuff that you assume because my mom she looks white.
As a child growing up, it was more like to get the blacks to accept me because I'm from the hood. I'm staying the same spot you is. I'm going through poverty just like you're going through poverty. My folks on food stamps, your folks on food stamps. I'm riding the bus to build, and so is you. So what makes me different than yours? So therefore, you get ridiculed by a lot of people that just look at you from a different perspective because my mother is white. So they automatically assume that I have better things. I got better shoes. Which now I bought my first name brand shoes in 9th grade. And I bought them by myself.
I know people used to the time dating me because I was super the name.
That's nice.
So basically, here it was mostly most of the people I've interviewed here, they got a lot of ridicule from blacks. Our person in Germany, you caught it from whites.
Yeah.
So how was it?
Like,
What's some to you about?
Can I say it? That I can't really translate.
The race I had the most problem with would definitely be the black people. I don't know why. I mean, I went to school just thinking, hey, it's school. This is, I guess people always bring up the whole slave thing, but I feel like that's irrelevant at this point because, your ancestors lived through that. Really saying. So I feel like you can't discriminate against your own race where you shouldn't. And people still do that today.
People were more accepting of me and my sister. It just came to the point of where
Mud, wetback. Even though we're not Mexican, me being German, I'm always a Nazi. Mafia for being Italian.
I've had people call me a mutt. I've literally had people like whenever, let's say, me and another student got into a disagreement about something and they got into the name calling, they would have skipped straight past nappy-headed, whatever, and go straight to you're a mutt. You're nothing but a mutt.
I've been called a mud, a bitch, a hoe, because I was light skinned. I mean, like, there was no reason, not that they can name anybody I've slept with, but I was a hoe.
Said my younger sister's my job. Now, my older sister was a thug. We ain't even had to worry about her. She was a thug. She was going to do what she wanted to do. But the thing about my older sister was when she came home from like 8th grade, I'll never forget it. She cut all her hair off. My sister had long hair. She cut all her hair because 4 black girls told her she wasn't dark. She wasn't black enough. So she cut all her hair off. So that right there just enrages. It's more of a problem.
Personally, I hate the word niggas. I've sat and I've listened and I've heard, like, we're so used to saying, hey, yo, my nigga this, my nigga that, my nigga this, free my nigga, help my nigga. It's ignorant black person.
I went to high school when I was real young, like maybe kindergarten through 3rd grade, all white. Like me and my brothers were the only black kids there. And I remember going to ask my mom what a nigga was. They called me that, and I never knew what it was.
Wow.
That we're snobby, that a lot of people that I've met have said, I used to think that initially you were a, But really, you're so sweet. And people just automatically assume that we think we're better than everyone else.
I think I could take everybody's boyfriend. I like everybody. I sleep with everybody. I talk to everybody. I'm stuck up. I think I'm all that. Like, stupid stuff.
It was soft. Automatically being biracial.
And I appreciate you saying that because, like, from a man's point of view, most of our interviews have been with females, but that's the first time. And I figured, me just guessing, I figured that was going to be one of the things that a man would say. So I'm glad you said that. People just assume that, huh?
Automatically, you can get assumed that you're soft because you're light skinned. And I don't know where that concept comes in because you're darker, you be like more harder. And I don't know where that comes from.
Every time, like for instance, my sister has a different dad, but she has different hair than me. So they will always be like, well, you don't need no perm. You ain't gonna get no perm because you got white people hair, of course, which is, fine texture hair. And then, so I would just be like, I can't help that I had this type of hair.
I gave you that.
Of course.
I think that people think that we look better, that we are able to get further because we have kind of a neutral skin color. We don't have to kind of fit into a certain mold. So I think that people are always judging us based off of that, when in all actuality, I feel like it's made me a better liar, I guess, for lack of a better term, because, like I said, it helped me to create an image. Whenever
Personally, I feel clean. There is no either or. Not that I know of. I have ran across one girl in high school. She did confront me, not like facially, but she did over a message and was like, back in high school, I used to think you were stuck up, this is that and the third, but I've actually had conversations with you and I see that's not who you are. And I do want to apologize to you for thinking that, for even having that thought in my mind. I thought that was pretty cool from her.
Well, in Germany, they don't really have it. Not that I know of. You just get called names. But whoever hang out with you, that's who you hang out with. They cool with it. But I think here in the United States is usually the fact that you stuck up. You feel like you better than other people.
I've seen stuff coming down on the Mexican race and culture, such as Donald Trump. I remember a few weeks ago, he stated something about we shouldn't let people come over the border and whatnot. And I feel like he was stereotyping. He can't speak for every single, even if they're illegal immigrant that comes over and do bad things. I feel like everyone deserves a fair shot. I don't think him would give everyone a fair shot.
I wanted my hair to be like bone straight. And I used to watch like music videos of the girls with the long straight hair. So I thought that if I got a perm, my hair would be like that. So my mom was like, no, I'm not giving you a perm because your hair is beautiful. We just have to find someone that knows how to do your type of hair. So long story short, I kept begging her. So finally she went and got me a perm. And the perm actually damaged my hair even more. And it didn't lay as flat as I thought it was going to lay. I thought I could just wash it, blow dry it, and it'd be straight. I still had to blow dry it, and I still had to straighten it. So I was like, there was no point in me even getting the perm.
Change the way I talk, the way I walk. Yeah, I change the way I talk, the way I walk. Yes, more slang.
Some Southside slang. Some Southside slang.
I don't know, most of the words around here in Columbus are kind of irritate me more than anything else. They've like the word bleed.
I wanted to be white and blonde and have blue eyes like some of my friends.
You really want to be like in retrospect, now, how do you feel about feeling that way?
Now,
just looking back, of course you can't change, but looking back, how do you?
I mean, I think if I would have, I don't know, maybe if I would have been taught a little bit more about self-worth and not caring about what other people say, I would have like handled it differently. But now I'm kind of,
How far did you ever go to fit in?
No, this like mix. I feel like us being mixed. Okay, okay. Nah, facts to that shit. Look, man, I like hearing from people's point of view about about being mixed race. I like that, and this is good enough for me. You feel me? That's why I say, man, we gotta stick together, man. Cause look at these people. They're going through it more worse than anybody else. You feel me? That's what I'm saying, man. Like being mixed race is a good thing, man. Real talk on my shit. That's a good thing, because you get to experience both. You get to understand both. You know what I mean? You get to see a lot. Once you get to see a lot, you get to understand. So I'm saying, man, some people think, hey, look, I like all my black people. I love black people because some black people are just blinded. Not blinded, but some people are just ignorant. You know. Oh, I don't know how you want to call it, but some people are just ignorant. So that's why I like to look at things outside the box and just look at everything.
Did you dye your hair? Did you dress white?
yes, I done put relaxer
Well,
in my hair before, and I don't even have the type of hair to put relaxer in. Like it broke off. I had
was
it dyed
that was just to
blonde.
try to fit in? You had dyed blonde.
Well, yeah, I wanted to have straight hair. My hair was a lot curlier back then.
One thing that really helped me push down the negative stereotypes was just falling into sport. And I played basketball every day, and I practiced from 6th grade till 12th grade, basically an hour a day, and I was exceptional. And aside from that, I was very quick. So playing ball, track, and I was with a lot of people who otherwise would have had some negative words when they wanted me on their team.
Like this is what I say. Do you think we got it worse? Mixed race people got it worse. Mixed race people got it worse than anything else. Because it's like they gotta tell them like, yo, I'm this, I'm that, it's all that shit that you gotta explain to people. All that shit that you gotta explain to people why you this and why you that. Motherfuckers be on some dumb shit.
Sports and basketball is a team type sport, and being the only, I'm not too dark myself, but being the, I was the point guard and whatnot, so I was able to kind of direct the team. But I do know what my sister is saying. There were friends who I had whose parents, they wouldn't let me go in their house, and they wouldn't definitely not let me go if they weren't there. At times they would open the door once the parents were home, feeling that maybe we brought some type of negative energy or something that's going to cause their kids to get caught up in negative things. You know what I'm saying?
My oldest daughter, very light complected, had a moderated hair, but she was real curly. When we moved off post to the civilian sector, she had a really hard time. Cut off her hair. finding their own self, finding their own identity, because you got some that do not accept them as being black. Now, when my son walks out the front door, black man.
If I was black, whoever it was at the time, I felt like it made me a better liar.
So a lot of times what people don't realize is biracial children have a really hard time finding their own self, finding their own identity, because you got some that do not accept them as being black. Now, when my son walks out the front door, he's a black man.
If I was around white people, I had to be white. If I was around black people, I had to be black. Or whoever it was at the time, I felt like it made me a better liar, because I had to act however the people around me were acting in order for me to be socially accepted.
I think, to be honest, it was my skin and my hair, because in New York we wore uniforms, so it wasn't the way because I dressed just like else, you know. And I think, to be honest, it was my hair, because a lot of times, like your hair, you know, I leave now, and sometimes like it would break me down to a point where I would be like, you can touch my hair if you want to. Like I would cleanse my hair just to prove that it was mine.
Oh man, come on, man. The haircuts, the clothes, the talk, the swag. Come on, man. I'm trying to fit in with everybody else. I'm gonna do exactly what everybody else doing. You got parts, I want parts. You got curl, I want a curl. You got your pants sagging, I want pants sagging. Turn to the back, turn mine to the back.
Did I ever find myself doing things to be accepted? I would try to talk a little differently, and I would ask my dad. My dad lives in Atlanta, so I would try to get the newest shoes to fit in. And I remember and these Nike shoes that came in, like the stitching. Cool. So I got those shoes. I was like, Dad, these shoes are real cool. And I was talking to town, you know, oh, those shoes. But at the end of the day, you know, you're not going to fit in just because your shoes, you know, if you're light skinned or because your hair is like this. So I try to do little things like that, dress a little differently, talk a little differently, but it never really helped.
I think that when it came to my weight, yes. I mean, I never went to the extreme of like wanting to change my hair color or anything like that, but definitely, you know, they're skinny, you know, for the most part. They don't, I mean, they're shapely nowadays, but when I went to school with them, it was just, you know, I'm too big. I also developed a lot earlier than everybody else. And I mean, some of the girls' moms didn't want them hanging out with me. They felt like that I was promiscuous or I was going to make their kids do something wrong.
When I was in elementary school, I used to have really long hair. So, and then I would look around and see all my friends, they have perms and stuff like that. So I would get a perm just so I could fit in and have straight hair because I didn't have curly hair.
What are some things you think that are advantage to you with you being biracial?
I speak languages.
Fluent.
Well, my English still got its little perks here and there.
Speak pretty good English.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, because I know people here for a long time and but I do have my difficulties with certain words. So when I try to read out loud, I have to ask people. But I learned that's how I
say something in your
like what?
How you was like that?
Hallo, wie geht's?
Well, I get to celebrate Christmas twice. Yes, my grandma, she actually did the tradition when she moved to the United States. She wanted to celebrate Christmas on the 24th because it's the 25th in Germany. Yeah, but it takes a little, I think German, they're ahead.
Yeah.
They're 8 hours ahead or something like that. So she wanted to celebrate it here on the 24th. But she also did it because she knew that the mixed kids had Christmas with their other family. So we celebrated celebrate Christmas with my grandmother's side.
You know, yeah, for that nature. And another advantage is either skin type or haircut. You feel my might turn out. I got good hair. I don't get sunburn.
I don't know any Asian people or know any foreign people, so I don't know any other languages, and I don't eat no other food. No, I mean hibachi or.
To be honest, not speaking about anyone else except for myself, what I think is easier for me is the fact that I can wear my hair really. It does grow pretty quickly.
I would say fitting in to both, because white girls, you know, they love you just because, I would say because of my personality, not because I'm light skinned or anything like that. And my best friend is dark, opposite, and how we together would make the perfect girl. So she's light skinned, I'm dark skinned, she has a big butt, and you know, all this stuff. So we just make jokes about it, and that's when I was saying, you know, in high school, I found my place because people were more accepting of me.
Different cultures, food, you can try new foods. It's still foods to this day new that I've never. I knew from me. It's a lot. So with the Latino music.
Say instead of just automatically stopping because I'm not.
Judge someone by never know what they've been through and how they really feel inside.
That's a beautiful culture. Whatever ethnicity you might have in you is beautiful. But it might be maybe
I am. It's just like now I realize like I don't care what anybody else thinks because other people's opinions don't really matter. So their own opinion you should like probably you later on in life.
Don't identify. You can be you, and whether that's you taking on more attributes that people assume are white or more attributes people assume are black, because what all the time just great to everybody. You don't have to identify with one thing.
For the biracial people out there, I would just tell you, have confidence in yourself. Don't ever let anybody or tell you and of the difference.
Man, we're all on this earth together, man. And regardless where we're born, regardless what we made, a different shade separate the true essence that enables each and every one of us to wake up. We gotta embrace things that connect us instead of things that divide. The thing that I would like to do is just look at the blinders that we may have been wearing, that we've been moving around in, and see the connection we share with one another.
That great you, and whether that's taking on more attributes that people assume are white or more attributes that people assume are black, because there's always, this is what white people do, this is what black people do all the time. Just be yourself and be great to everybody. You don't have to identify with one thing.
For the biracial people out there, I would just tell you, have confidence in yourself. Don't ever let anybody tear you down or tear down your confidence. Embrace your individuality and, the difference in you, because you're beautiful just like everybody else.
Man, we're all on this earth together, man. And regardless where we're born, regardless of what our upbringing may be, we share so many things in common. We can't let the pettiness of a different complexion or a different shade separate the truth.
I like what he said. That is so true. So true to that. I like the way he said. This is so
Identify with one side over the other. You can just be you. And whether that's you taking on more attributes that people assume are white or more attributes that people assume are black, because there's always, this is what white people do, this is what black people do all the time. Just be yourself and be great to everybody. You don't have to identify with one thing.
For the biracial people out there, I would just tell you, have confidence in yourself. Don't ever let anybody tear you down or tear down your confidence. Embrace your individuality and, the difference in you, because you're beautiful just like everybody else.
Man, we're all on this earth together, man. And regardless where we're born, regardless what our upbringing may be, we share so many things in common. We can't let the pettiness of a different complexion or a different shade separate the true essence that enables each and every one of us to wake up. We got to embrace the things that connect us instead of the things that divide us. So if there's one thing that I would like to tell everybody is just look deeper and look past the blinders that we may have been wearing, the veil that we've been moving around this world in, and see the connection we share with one another.
Make sure that they know that you come from great stuff. If you're, know your family history. I know not just the generalized Black history, but know that your grandmama did this or your great grandma did this, and they did great things. But you know where you come from.
Just be yourself. You're gonna have people talking about you to the day you die. Like they'll directly target one race more than they would the other, but it's not really about race.
It has its advantages, it has its disadvantages, but you're lucky, I tell you that, because you got the best of both worlds.
That's a nice one to say it. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that how he said it. That's a good one. That's a good one. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh man. So I said love everybody. Love all types of race. We all here. What? It's like something that's stuck with me. That would first emotion. I'm growing. I'm fine. This is but I started to I started to find mushrooms So the best thing years, you know, stuff like that. Like that. Yeah. Mm. What? I thought that was by ethnic. Yo, what did that mean by ethnic? Yo, anybody drop something? What did that mean by ethnic? That shit is crazy. My man said I'm by ethnic. My man said I'm by ethnic. That's crazy. But he looks mixed anyway. You want to get a little more couple of hours in on this and then back. I expected you to do that because I felt not accepted fully and everything on the other side. For example, I what I felt and I was really, really depressed at the point in time. I was like, and my higher voice, really like consciousness. It was like I used to want to have blue eyes. That is the right thought of my family. That was just like a shit. I was like, the time to the Come on. So, So with it, talk about that, like, I feel as a child that you couldn't process that. But in touches that again, right? That ostracism. Right. Be like, I just get put myself because you think about, you know, that's correct. You know, definitely the right thing to do. Being impulsive and aggressive and to myself and others sometimes. So quiet. I think it's correct. If you look at it that way. One part of you that you really identify is the world. Yeah, yeah, ostracism, yeah, you talking about it. But I kind of feel like I'm just getting started. So I'm building. So I think the work for specific acceptance of that, and that's when you come to a goal of living in the life that you have kind of like experience. Try to take steps to yeah, yes, that's what the hard. Cope with the facts of that. I like that one. That was pretty good. That's pretty good. You see, this is why I say it starts in the house. You talk to your child about race and all that stuff, even if it's hard or bad. That's why I say, you teach them. Even though it's difficult, but you talk to them about it. You know what I mean? You talk to your kids about it and all that, man. That's what I was saying about yesterday, man. Man, that shit hit the nail in the goddamn coffin. That's what I was saying yesterday. People want to go bypass that. I said, yo, look at this. Black, I mean, white Man, come on. Shit so hard. It's crazy. That was crazy. What she just, man. Yo, like you said, subscribe to this. We're gonna touch on some more stuff like this, you know, because I'm in that point. Look, man, you know what? We all here in this earth. We renting this earth. We here on this earth. We might as well share with everybody. Some people may like it. Some people may like it. Some people may not like it. But at the end of the day, we all bleed the same color. We may look different, whatever the case may be. At the same time, we eat the same goddamn shit. We drink the same shit. All that. We just one human race. That is it. Without human race, will be no you know what I mean. Shit is crazy, man. Shit is crazy. Like I said, subscribe. You know, we're gonna have some more of this little later. I gotta go to Walmart real quick. I gotta get some food stuff. You know what I mean? It's working crazy earlier. I was outside earlier, just doing a lot of stuff. Got back. Said let me post a little content before I bust this move. My body hurt. It hurts a little bit. But you know, I'm about to bust this move real quick. What's today? Today's a Monday, right? No, so I'll check everybody later.